you are capable of winning races. But you can't do it alone. It's time to elevate your game to the next level with RMR Driving Academy. Richard Murtaugh is the longest-running setup builder on iRacing with nearly a decade of experience. With a combined 13,000 rating across 2 accounts, Murtaugh has helped more than 20 drivers advance to the World of Outlaws Pro Series. Log on to rmrdrivingacademy.com or find them on Facebook and Instagram.
Good Wednesday evening, everybody. Welcome to the Digital Sim Sports Network, the Dirt Racing Network, and live coverage of the Midwest Truck Series tonight. Not trucks, amazingly enough. And those of you that tuned in and are ready for trucks looked at that and went, what in the world am I looking at? Well, what you're looking at is a bunch of all-star paints and a bunch of all-star drivers from the Midwest Truck Series. They are at the old Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's called EchoPark Speedway now. And we are going to see beer wars. We're going to see the Dale Earnhardt wars. We are going to see a bunch of crazy paint jobs all night long. Oil Wars, we have that going on as well. I'll tell you what, the 13 car just caught my eye. And we got to get... I thought that's what that said on the hood. Consolidated Electrical Distributors. One of my favorite places to go. They supply a lot of my parts when I'm doing my regular work. Did not think I'd see one of those out there. Well, we've got 23 drivers checked in for tonight's action. We're waiting. We're hoping a couple more show up. I need you guys as fans right now to start voting on something. I need you to pick a number between 1 and 23. I can't tell you why. The number that gets the most votes is going to be the number that will be chosen for a special deal tonight. But start voting. Give me a position number, 1 through 23. We got a neat little prize to give away for it, but I can't tell you what it is. In fact, I refuse to tell you what it is until we're done with the voting. The voting, I'll tell you what, we're going to do that right up until the beginning of the last stage, which is 10 laps tonight. We'll have a 45-lapper, a 45-lapper with an invert, and then a 10-lap shootout to decide who is your all-star champion. 29 car night. Man, I want to. That's Frank Ranger in that 29. He's normally the 17, but tonight he is running the. You can only vote once, Jamie. You can't pick 28. That number doesn't exist. Everybody pick a number between 1 and 23. Okay, Barbara. And good evening, Miss Jane. Good evening, Barbara. Hello, Tiny Dancer. You're not working? I'm shocked. And hello, Jamie. We have a couple of 2 cars in here tonight. One's a Miller Lite car. The other one is, I think, I'm looking. I don't see him on track. Yeah, Mike Forstner. Thank you for doing that, Jamie. I appreciate it. And then there's the 51 of Jonathan Scott. I'll tell you what, I know whose car that used to be. That is the old Country Time Lemonade car that several drivers drove, but I remember when Michael Waltrip drove that car. This Mobile 1 car, a lot of guys drove it. Jeremy Mayfield drove one for a while. I'm pretty sure that is the one that looks like a replica of Mayfield's car. There's an MGD car. We know that Rusty Wallace drove that. You see right behind that the chrome number 3 car. So you're going to see a lot of cars with a lot of different paints on them. That's Todd Kyer. He's usually the 88. Tonight he'll run the 3. Comba's got the 204, and he is just out here running just a number on a car. I know that is an homage to the movie Six Pack. It's got to be, because that's the only car that ever looked like that. Jane picked 6, so we got to vote for 6. Guys, vote 1 through 23. Pick one of those numbers, any number in that sequence, 1 through 23. I need you to put it in the chat so that the fans can vote for something special for one of these drivers. Garrett Boyd, that is an old Elliott Sadler paint scheme. Yo, go number 21. Old Wood Brothers car. Brandon Mackey is just plain Jane tonight. He is just in there. I got you, Scotty Bilvin. He picked 3. I can tell you that they've got, 31 car going for a little off-track excursion. They've got a little bit of cash to give away to some drivers. I think we've got stage winners are going to get some cash. I know the top 3 are getting some cash at the end of this thing. There's one group that has a number drawn already for a finishing position that's going to get a $10 bonus. Then the one that we're voting on is a cool little bonus deal. A lot of extra prizes floating around for tonight's All-Star event. That is Jacob Mashburn, the 125, and the old Starburst. Trying to make things colorful, fruity. And now we can add number 24 to that list. So 1 through 24. Pick a number. Get it in the chat for me, please. We need the votes. Don't care where you're watching. I don't care if you're on Twitch. I don't care if you're on YouTube. I don't care if you're on Facebook. Vote for a number. You're helping a driver win a cool prize. But it's going to come down to the finishing position that you choose. Fans are involved in this. I'm ready to see what the 24 puts on his car. I'm sure it's going to be 24. I'm sure it's going to be something Jeff Gordon. So we'll see. And I don't know what Austin DeMore is doing, honestly. His car is kind of weird tonight. Kyle Gomez in a Hooters car. And I know that Stephen Pearson also has that same Hooters car with different number on it. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Budweiser scheme. There's another Dale Earnhardt, the old Wrangler car. That's from when it was on the Ford, way back when. Get your votes in, folks. Pick a number between 1 and 24. Dump it in the chat for me. I need votes. I need votes. I need votes. Only got about 5 people voting right now, so there's a whole bunch of you in chat. Vote, vote, vote. Let us look at Dylan Herman's car, and Dylan Herman's car finding a little bit of fence. They're going to have to go fix that one so that he can get back out there. Open qualifying. So we got 10 minutes of qualifying coming up. Everybody can go on the track at the same time. Crazy part. Touch anything, you touch a car, you get an incident, your laps don't count. So these guys got to be careful. 22, wow. Well, we got a tie break already, so we'll see what happens. There's plenty of you in the chat, guys. Vote, 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 vote. 1 through 24, we need you to vote. And I see Mr. Vinny has his Big Daddy hoops on tonight. Trying to see if he can find extra horsepower in that car. I don't see Mr. Bill. Where's Mr. Bill tonight? There he is. He voted number 3. Okay, I got him. I don't see Troy. I don't see some of these guys. We're going to run this all the way through. We're going to keep reminding you to vote. So, all right, qualifying, and it is a 10-minute timed session. All drivers can go out on the track. Every single one of them can go out there. You'll probably see some tandem qualifying here. There they all come. Running off. Rod Combo wants to be the first one out there. I think I want to be in the middle. Yeah, Tony Martin tonight. Tony Martin in a Steve Park Pennzoil machine. So, like I said, we got the Mobile One. We got the Pennzoil, Sit-Go, Superflow. So we've got oil wars and beer wars. I saw Coors car a little while ago. Just plain old Coors banquet beer car. We're going to talk about this a little bit. Guys, keep voting for me, though. Please keep voting. If you haven't already voted, we need a number between 1 and 24. There's that 2-car, Mike Forstner's, that wasn't on the track during warm-up. He went out, and then he parked the car, and now he's back out. Good looking ride. Very slick. Mr. Church, there he is. Kind of like Beetlejuice, but I only had to say his name once. So, happy about that. Vote, 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 vote. Pick a number between 1 and 24. Get it in the chat, please. We have until the end of stage 2. But let's get a number in there, please. And there's the old Rainbow, or the original Rainbow Warrior car for Corey Blevins tonight. Loving the throwback. Absolutely digging the throwbacks. That is Hugh Escobar. That is in that Coors Banquet beer. There we go. That was the 25 of Spalding. And Spalding in another one of those MGD cars. So they're qualifying to get themselves started for stage 1. The end of stage 1, I want to say it's just an invert, like top 12 or something. Then they'll run stage 2, and then they'll run heads up for the final 10-lap sprint stage. They have to make a green flag 4-tire pit stop during stage 2. If they fail to do so, instant disqualification. They will not even be allowed to run stage 3. I'm good, Mr. Church. Give us a vote. Pick a number between 1 and 24 and get it in the chat for me, please. I told you we'd see some tandem qualifying. They can't get up and actually bump draft because the nose of these cars is a considerable amount lower than the rear bumper of the car in front of him, and they will definitely jack the car up and they spin them out. I heard in practice on Monday there was a lot of guys getting spun out trying to bump draft. Adam Vinny, your quickest right now, 30.85. Garrett Boyd, 30.95. And then 30.96 for Sean McLaughlin, who is in a pack of cars. Frank Chavez there in another one of those Dale Earnhardt. That's the Olympics tribute, the Atlanta Olympics, 96. Atlanta Olympics tribute car. Cameron Watson, the 31. And I know Watson and his bunch have a random finishing position number that is a cash bonus going on tonight, too. I don't know the number. Didn't ask for it. So we will see as the night goes on, and then hopefully someone will announce who won theirs to us so we can tell everybody. But I need them votes, guys. You've got until the end of stage 2, till they throw the caution for stage 2. But I need a number between 1 and 24, and right now we've got 2 numbers that have a tie. And I'm not going to tell you what those numbers are. Maybe one of the other numbers will gain votes and go right by. Jonathan Scott is choosing not to go out for this qualifying session. And we're just past halfway. Dylan Herman's out here by himself. He's 18th quick. And being by yourself, well, it'll make you about a second off the pace. Or at least a half second. Pardon me. I think I swallowed a bug. Brandon Mackey and Cameron Watson back together again. Garrett Boyd. And he is pulling off. Looks like he's getting out of the way. Two-car of Coy Callis, Miller Lite. So like I said, we got the oil wars and the beer wars going on tonight. We also have the Dale Earnhardt wars going on. Dustin Lane picked the 15. I'm going to tell you what you're picking a number for after the voting has closed. But trust me, it's for a good cause. So now we've got 3 single votes, a couple of 2 votes. We need more votes, guys. Between 1 and 24. Pick a number. If you haven't already, please do so. I got a bunch of viewers, and I don't have nearly enough votes for the number of viewers that we have. Get involved, guys. Get involved. We're doing fun things here. Sean McLaughlin there in the 77, currently 3rd on the board, about a 10th off. He is at a 30.96. Boyd's at a 30.95, and Adam Vinny's at a 30.85. Forstner with no drafting help, no extra speed help. About 170 through the corners. About 181 when he turned it off into turn number 3 right there. So good speed. Bojanic just took, oh, no, he's back. Paul Bojanic is blinking just a little bit. I'm really enjoying all of the Dale Earnhardt paints. Even the Dale Earnhardt Jr. paint does not hurt the eyes. Just about 55 seconds. Hey, there's another vote. Thank you, Speed Racer. It's another vote. More votes, more votes, more votes. Pick a number between 1 and 24. Put it in the chat. YouTube, Twitch, Trovo, put it in the chat. Facebook, put it in the chat. Facebook, like, share, and follow. Everybody else hit subscribe so you can know each time we go live. A lot going to be coming up. We got reached out to today about a big series of wingless sprint cars for the winter and fall, or fall and winter, whatever. We've been talking with ERA. They're going to be coming back in the fall and winter. DSRL is looking at a fall and winter run. We know these guys are still going to be here, so we're going to maybe be filling up between Sunday and Fridays nearly every week, starting when it starts to get cold out. Soon as lake season is over, because I'm not giving up my lake season, guys. Qualifying session coming to a close. Adam Vinny will be your quick qualifier for tonight's all-star event with the Midwest Truck Series from the old Atlanta Motor Speedway, now EchoPark Speedway. First segment is 45 laps. They'll line up like they qualified. At the end of that stage, we'll have an invert. And then we'll run the next 45 laps with that invert. And the final 10-lap sprint will be however you finish in segment 2. That's how you'll start in segment 3. So it is just about time. Let's get this out the way. Let's put this up and get ready to look at the starting lineup. It's going to be Adam Vinny in the 11 and Garrett Boyd in the 21 on your front row. The 77 of Sean McLaughlin, the 83 of Stephen Pearson in row 2. Row 3, the 1 of Tony Martin, next to Kyle Gomez in the 55. Austin DeMore in the 107 and Mike Forstner in the 2 car, not the 4, the 2 car, in row number 4 to start this thing off tonight. And then Frank Chavez next to Michael Everett. Chavez will be in one of our numerous 3 cars, but his is easily identifiable. It's the red, white, and blue. Looks like the American flag, number 3. Cameron Watson, the 31, and Todd Kyer in one of our other 3 cars. His is the chromey silver one with the red numbers. Easy to find him as well. They make up row number 6. Row 7, the 99 of Brandon Mackey, and the 2 of Coy Callis. Callis in a wonderful homage to Rusty Wallace and the Miller Lite crew. It's awesome. The other 3 car, the final one in the group. And this is a throwback to the original 3 car, the Wrangler 3 car. Paul Bajonic, row number 8, and he'll have Kevin Spaulding in the 25 on his outside. Hugh Escobar, 72, is actually one of the beer cars tonight. He and Kevin Spaulding both driving beer cars along with Coy Callis. He has row 9 inside starting duty next to Dylan Herman in the 777. Then Corey Blevins in the 24 and Ryan Kamba, the 204, making up row 10. Row 11, that's Jacob Mashburn, the 125, and Chris Emerson in the 13. And your final row tonight, the 17 of Frank Ranger, next to the 51 of Jonathan Scott. And Frank Ranger, he's not in the 17. He's actually in the 26, and that is awesome. I didn't see that car on track. But a Terry Labonte car coming out. Trevor Hakes, 25th. On the starting grid. And I'm totally digging it. So our first segment is 45 laps. You see 100 up there. Our caution laps will not count. There will be a caution at the lap 45 mark. If we get within 5 laps to go and catch a caution in any of these first 2 segments, that segment will end. Do not forget your votes, guys. Vote, 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 vote. Number between 1 and 25. Get it into me. I got about 8 votes right now. I need more. More. Couple of segments. Then we'll close the voting.
Green.
Green flags in the air. Midwest Truck Series All-Star Race is underway. These two have been going at it all season long up front. They're going to go at it again here tonight. Vinny going to grab the point. And I think a very loose number 21 of Garrett Boyd will slide in behind him. Then it's going to be McLaughlin and Martin. We're going to have caution right away. Hugh Escobar. Let's see what happened to you. Bump. A lot of contact, couple of spins. They've got to repair so they can continue. But same matter, can't occupy the same space at the same time. That's just the laws of physics, folks. It was a good start. The two that have battled the most this season up front. Starting 1-2, Vinny and Boyd. And Vinny grabbed the spot. Now, I do know these guys are able to make about 47 laps on fuel, so you may not have to pit. But with cautions and everything else in fuel usage, it could change a little. They could either save a little or they could use a little extra and may have to make a pit stop. What they cannot do is change tires in segment 1. But they have to change tires in a green flag pit stop in segment number 2. If they do not, disqualified. No set lap for when they have to go in and do it. Just any time before the end of. Or before 2 laps to go in the stage, because at that point in all stages, the pits close. So, fun rules. A change of vehicle to make it a little more challenging. Rusty Lee. Guys, please get your votes in. Pick a number between 1 and 25. Put it in the chat so I can see it. You're voting on something very special. I need you to vote for it, please. If you're enjoying the show already, make sure you like, share, and follow, or subscribe, depending on where you're at. But get your votes in the chat. All right, another vote. There we go. Thank you, Rusty. So Emerson's car going to roll off pit road. Had a little down. He got up under Escobar's car a little bit, but I think Escobar was checking out for what was going on in front of him. Mackey got a little loose, slowed everybody in front of him, or behind him down a little bit, and it just kind of started a chain reaction. So we'll double everybody up. We'll get ready to go back at it. I'm seriously hoping that resets it. We don't, because I thought we weren't counting caution laps. That was my understanding. All right, looks like the pace car got everybody ready. It's going to duck off here next time we come out of turn number 4, which is any moment. We'll get ready to get started in the start zone and a green flag over the speedway one more time. I think the caution laps are counting, so that's going to make this kind of weird. Make it weird for me. Vinny back to the point. The battle will be for second. McLaughlin has the inside. Boyd went wide in 1 and 2 this time. Carr got a little loose with him when he tried to cut it down on the last start. And I think he learned a lesson, but he's going to give up a spot because of it, because McLaughlin will slide through to second. Put Boyd at third. Pearson is fourth. Tony Martin right now fifth. He is getting help from the 107 of DeMoore. Jonathan Scott's car problems, and he automatically takes it to pit road. He will fall down through the order right here as we pass by. Adam Vinny still out front. As you see Jonathan Scott cycling back. Scott may be finished. Thought they had resets, and he may be sitting and waiting. Battle back for second. Here comes Garrett Boyd alongside Sean McLaughlin. Takes the spot away down in turn 3. So Boyd back in hot pursuit. Got a little wider entry line into turn 1. And it's able to let him cut the car down. Just not going to be able to get around the guy in front of you unless you force the mistake on that guy, or you get a huge run because the cars move so well out in front in clean air. That wide entry, he'll run it down, get it right to the bottom. Now he's going to get the nose alongside. The battle will be at the front. Boyd has the inside line. He had a push from behind, and McLaughlin got a little out of shape, had to let the car settle. And Vinny just about slammed the door. He almost got on the nose of that 77 car. That could have been disastrous. But Boyd leads the lap. Now McLaughlin is tucked in behind. Pearson's right behind McLaughlin. And Forstner pulled in like big wiggle out of the 77 mid-turn. 1 and 2. Thank you, Amy. Vote, 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 vote. Pick a number between 1 and 25, folks. Get it in the chat for me. We're voting on something fun. McLaughlin way out of shape out of turn number 2. Man, he is having fun grabbing that car. That thing was dead sideways. There goes Mike Forstner around Steven Pearson. Pearson lost a lot of momentum up the backstretch. These cars are so evenly matched. Oh, is that what it was, Jonathan? Well, that sucks. That's terrible. Mechanical issue. Side by side at the front. There's a pack of 5 right there. And Vinny's able on the high line. Boyd is tiptoeing it, being very careful around the bottom. McLaughlin is doing the same behind him. Forstner's just trying to pick a line because they're too wide in front of him in the top 4 right now. Oh, car out of shape. That was Austin Damore. No caution yet. He's out of the racing surface. Cars all over the place back here. That's Damore. He's getting going once again. 777, a little slow getting going. And Damore got problems. He's going to try to get that car up to speed. He may take that to the pits. We're going to watch him here and see if he does. He is not trying to get back up on the racetrack. I think he's going straight to pit road. Nope. He bypassed it. Mashburn, Emerson, all behind him, but up front, the battle's still raging. Top 2 are staying side by side. McLaughlin staying in touch with the top 2. Forstner is still just back off of these guys a tiny bit. Trying to figure out which line's going to move. That's the line he wants to get into. Can't get around Adam Vinny. He is doing a great job on that high side, keeping these guys tight, staying right on them. That time, Boyd got a little loose, chased it up the hill, made Vinny go wide, but didn't slow anybody down. They're going to stay side by side. Steven Pearson kind of fell back off these guys a little bit. Still in 5th spot right now, but he has fallen back off that lead bunch. And they are still going at it up front. This time, Boyd is clear. And Vinny runs right back on the outside through the dog leg. That time, Big Wiggle, you could see how sideways the 21 car got. He lost a lot of momentum, and Vinny will clear and take the point back. And now McLaughlin checked up for the 21, and he'll have to slide into 3rd, and it's a single file line at the front. There's still 30 laps to go in this. We have groups of cars all over the place. Right here, the back of one of these. Kyer in the 3 behind Spalding. That's a pair. Corey Blevins is up a long way. He's up 10 spots, and he's inside the top 10. He's 9th right now. Behind him, a little bit of a gaggle, and then behind that, a pack. This gaggle, Ryan Kamba, the 204, Corey Callis in the 2, and Mackey in the 99. They run 10th, 11th, and 12th. Then Kyle Gomez leading that pack of cars. Everett, Chavez, Escobar, who was in the first spin. Then Frank Chavez, Bojanic, and Ranger all in there. That's back through position 18, and Dylan Herman is 19th, and he is just about 5 to 8 car lengths off of that group. Watson, Damore, 20 and 21. Hakes is 22nd, then Emerson and Mashburn, a very distant 23rd and 24th. They're going into turn 3, and Vinny and company, well, they're already coming out of turn number 2. And now, caution. Oh, Trevor Hakes. We just took the camera off Trevor. What happened to Trevor? Oh, yep. Car just got away from him. And there's a car coming right there. That's what triggered the caution. Emerson was coming up to all that smoke. So we're going to slow things down again. Vinny, Boyd, Martin, McLaughlin, and Pearson are the top 5. We'll bunch all these guys back up. That 4-car breakaway, not a breakaway anymore. Mike Forstner. Well, it's not showing Forstner in his right spot. I can tell you that. Somehow it's scoring Stephen Pearson, who is actually behind. Oh, he's in front of him. He's in front of him. I thought the 2-car was in front of the 83. That is not true. So it scored correctly. There goes the 2-car. Off to pit road. He's got a host of drivers coming with him. Should be a fuel-only stop. Looks like Blevins is going to roll away. Forstner's sitting here. He must have some damage or something he wants fixed. So he's giving up a lot of track position. Ranger on pit road as well. Cameron Watson now rolling away. And Forstner's still sitting on pit road. I don't know what happened to the 2-car. But Vinny out front. Little bobble from the 21 about 3 or 4 laps ago. And that let Vinny, who was fighting hard on the outside, go back to the point. Guys, don't forget to vote. Pick a number between 1 and 25. Get it in the chat. Means a whole lot for tonight's event. Need it before we get to the end of segment number 2. I'm going to keep reminding you the whole time. If you haven't voted already, vote, vote, vote. So we'll cycle them through. They're doubled up, ready to get back at it. Long ways to go. Still about 27 laps till we end stage number 1. Not quite to halfway, stage 1.
Green, green, green.
But the green flag back in the air. I didn't see a whole lot. Well, I did to the 204. Comba got a little out of shape. I was looking for wheel spin and cars starting to waggle around a little bit. Now your top 2 seem to have a little bit of a single file breakaway. 3rd and 4th are going to get right in line quickly and try to get up here. Boyd will go to the high side, and he'll go right back to work on the 11. McLaughlin slid in behind Martin. And then it's still Pearson, but now Todd Kyer is up here into the 6th spot. He and Kevin Spaulding making a little run. Battles shaping up at the front again. This time Boyd's trying to do what Vinny did and use that high side. I was told, and I didn't see it, but I was told that trying to side draft, if you got very close to the car beside you, sometimes that random net code would put the car on the outside into the wall. There we see Forstner coming back, and he's going to slide in behind this front five. He is multiple laps down. It's showing him one. I thought it was going to show him two here. We'll see at the line. It is only one lap down. First car a lap down is still going to be the wave around car. And right now that is Forster. So he just needs to be the first car a lap down when we get to the end of the stage, and he'll get back on the lead lap. Vinny out front. Martin now up to second. Boyd is hung out on the high side, and he may end up fourth before we get too far down this backstretch. As McLaughlin is going to tuck in line with the front three, and he'll make his way by. So 21 of Boyd back to fourth. Pearson is still fifth, but he's got a lot of company. It's a four-car race now, one of those lap car, and that is Mike Forstner in that two machine. Good racing. They are getting single file. They are trying to do some drafting. They said these cars were so equally matched that it would be very difficult to make a lot of passes. You'd have to wait for the guy to get loose. You'd have to try to get him a little loose. McLaughlin went in. Car drifted up the hill. He fought to get it cut back down before Boyd could get there and hang him out. Go deeper in the field here. Michael Everett in the 14th spot. The two of Forstner has fallen back off of that front group. He's back here kind of in a little bit of an air hole between cars, and he is right behind 14th place Michael Everett. Watson, 15th, Chavez, Emerson, Ranger, Kamba, and Bojanic in the 3. He's 20th. Then your next three cars, Mashburn, Hakes, and Callis. Go back up front. That top four is still in a single file line, and they are opening up the gap. They are about 0.8 of a second ahead of Steven Pearson. He sits fifth, and he's got a three-car gaggle going right here. Pearson, Keir, and Spalding. And they are trying to reel that group in front of them in. Vinny's still out front. These four cars easing their way away from Pearson. Pearson's got Kieran Spalding. It's a little ways back to that two-car tandem right there. That's DeMore in 8th and Gomez in 9th. Herman not quite close enough to be a three-car draft right now. If he could close that gap, I don't know if they could run the group in front of him down before the end of the stage or not. I just don't feel like these cars are punching quite a big enough holes. We see possibility of a pass for position right at the 55 of Gomez is going to go by DeMoore. That is going to be for 8th and 9th. Well, hello, Beards. 15 to go in stage number 1. Vote, 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 vote. Pick a number between 1 and 25. Get it in the chat for me. We will close the voting at the end of stage number 2. And then I'll let you guys know what you've been voting for. So vote, vote, vote. If you haven't voted already, get your vote in. Boyd is going to try to make a move. Now we have multiple numbers tied. And I will decide the tiebreaker. I don't know how yet, but I'll decide the tiebreaker. Slow car on the apron backstretch. He will not bring out a caution. That's Trevor Hakes. That Terry Labonte replica scheme. And right now, you've got the oil wars chasing the Beard Oil Bandit. Stephen Pearson now has latched onto this group at the front. It is nearly 5 cars. He needs to make up about 5 more car lengths. You can't pick number 88, Scott Racing. And isn't that Jonathan? It's a number between 1 and 25, buddy. Oh, car spinning out in front. Oh, my goodness. That is Frank Ranger. In the car, went up the hill. He lost the back end, and watch this. Sean McLaughlin in the door, got a piece, and then, wow. Who was that clobbered him right there? Wasn't Bojanic. It wasn't Escobar. Hi, Mindy. So slowing things down. It was Todd Kyer. That was who was in that silver 3 car. He got annihilated. The Kevin Harvick throwback. Clobbered by the Dale Earnhardt throwback. I just saw the 2-car Fortuner go ripping by for his wave around. We saw some fakey fakes. Get your votes in. Number from 1 to 25. Throw it up in the chat for me. You got about 10 laps in this stage. Less than that probably by the time we go back to green. And then about 40 or so laps in the next stage before I cut off the voting. And if there's a tiebreaker, I'm just going to close my eyes and point, and wherever my finger lands on this piece of paper, the closest to one of the ties, I will break it with that. Or maybe I'll just flip coins until we odd man out. I don't know yet. I'm thinking about it as we go. Vinny's out front. Martin is second. Boyd, Mackey, Watson in fifth. Bajonic, Mashburn, Blevins, McLaughlin, and DeMore. Not 32. 1 to 25. Between 1 and 25. All righty. They're going to double them up. We're going to get ready to go back for about the last 10 laps of stage number 1. Saw some guys duck off. They can only pit. They can't take tires. They can only get fuel. If you do not make that 4-tire pit stop under green, you'll be disqualified. Tell you what, Corey Blevins did not have a great qualifying effort. He started deep in this field. He started about 21st or 22nd, but he is up inside the top 10 now. 15. Wow. Man, we are stacking up the ties. We need more votes, guys. More votes. Vote, 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 vote. Pick a number between 1 and 25. Put it in the chat. I don't care if you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. I don't care. Give me votes on numbers 1 through 25. We got to break the tie before we get to the end of next segment, segment 2. Kind of a tough start there for Tony Martin. Did not get the car going very well. He's going to give up the front. He's going to give another Jacob Mashburn 125 car. He is about 8th or 7th on this restart. Oh, yeah. Cold tires. Not used to starting on cold tires. He gets into a couple. He's going to take Everett with him. He took Pearson with him. He took several with him, including Escobar, and the list goes on and on. Deb Martin, a 22. All right. Thank you, Deb. Mindy, that's okay. You may not have been here when we started this whole thing. And I've had numbers for, well above 25. Don't worry. We still have a few laps. We still have about 9 laps in this segment. Then we'll take our little invert and start our second segment. Then we're going to have about 40 to 45 laps to get the voting done. Yeah, these are not trucks. They decided for the All-Star race that they wanted something different. I wonder if Mr. Vinny is worried about fuel. Let's keep an eye on him. And so this is a great car. Has plenty of horsepower. It can be a handful. It does not bump draft. And I think they were looking for something along those lines. But they wanted a big track to have fun at. Adam Vinny. They're giving him some fuel. He'll roll out, get just barely in front of Escobar, and that is the 55 car of Gomez. Tony Martin rolling off pit road, so is Emerson. Pearson's rolling now. He'll roll out there. Mashburn. Chavez still in his pit stall. He's got damage on the back end of that 3 car. You can see it from this long angle. Everett was part of that big wreck. Right front is just annihilated on that car. And then Coy Calson, too. Don't know. He might be getting fuel. He might have been one of the last ones to come in. But Garrett Boyd assumes the lead. Brandon Mackey, Cameron Watson, Paul Bajonic, Corey Blevins in the top 5. Then DeMore, McLaughlin, Keir, Kamba, and Herman. Then we'll start seeing all of our guys that went to pit road and are coming out. Spalding. Forstner back on the lead lap, and he is up into 13th place on this restart already. I think Michael Everett's car probably finished. Trevor Hakes, is he rolling off pit road? No, he's rolling around the track out here, so he's okay. Frank Chavez back on the track. That back end still dented up a little bit. Frank Ranger looks like he is going to fall out of this one. We'll see where they all shake out.
Green flag, green flag.
And a green flag back in the air. 10 laps remaining in segment number 1. Boyd, Mackey, Watson. Watson on the bottom, going to get himself up to second. His highest position thus far today. Corey Blevins. Blevins won last week. Here comes the 77 of McLaughlin. He's back up here, running inside the top 5. DeMoore staying inside the top 10. Bajanic, Kamba, Forstner, and Kyer with that reset. Got that 3 car back in shape. Got it right back out here. And he is going to hang on to 10th, at least for the time being. There is the guy that was in the lead and went in during that last caution period, Adam Vinny, and he is probably going to crack into the top 10 here in the next lap or so, maybe by the end of this lap. A lot of old tires. Can't get new tires until next segment. Guys are just trying to be smart, do smart things. Save it till the very end of the next session, or next segment, excuse me, and then go do something with it. Mackey and Blevins now starting to go at it for the 3rd spot. And Sean McLaughlin tucked in behind the 24. More votes, more votes, more votes. Guys, pick a number between 1 and 25. If you haven't voted already, please just put it in the chat. That's all we ask. Slap that number in there. We have until the end of segment 2. Boyd out. Oh, car spinning behind. That was Ryan Kamba that I saw. .204 car. Oh, he had help. He had some help. You Escobar, hard hit on the inside wall. Kamba had some help. We've only got about 4 laps remaining in this first segment. We'll see if they cut it and invert it and start the next segment. Definitely going to start putting guys close on fuel. I think Garrett Boyd is feeling that, and he is going to drop off. Yeah, and he'll be the only one out of that front pack that is going to drop off. So that will put Watson at the point, Mackey second, Blevins third, McLaughlin, DeMoore, Vinny, Forstner, Kier, Herman, and Gomez in the top 10 when we do this final 5 laps of segment number 1. I think it's going to get shook up even more than that because a bunch of guys dropped off that did not show up on the list. So that is going to move some cars a lot closer to the front again, including Mike Forster, who ran almost half of this segment a lap down. Got the wave around, restarted 13th on the last restart, and he is now about 7th in the line, right behind Adam Vinny, right in front of Dylan Herman. Escobar and Kamba, who both had crashes, went to pit road. They will cycle back through here as soon as we go around them. Give me your votes, guys. Give me your votes. Pick a number between 1 and 25 and put that number into my chat. You're helping pick a cool prize. All right. Going to double them up. Let's see how we're going to double them up. Watson and Mackey, Blevins, McLaughlin, DeMore and Vinny, Watson, or I'm sorry, not Watson, Forstner, and Herman, and then Gomez and Emerson back there. That's our top 10 on this restart. Cars still catching up the field. They'll have plenty of time to get there. 5-lap shootout to get to the end of segment number 1. This is just segment number 1, guys. We haven't even gotten to segment number 2.
Green, green, green.
Green flag back in the air. Watson will take the point through 1 and 2. Mackey slides to second. Blevins up to third, right in front of McLaughlin, and then the pressure starts to grow from there back. McLaughlin is chasing that car from the wall of the white line. DeMore. Now McLaughlin alongside Blevins, as Blevins had a little bit of a slip. That'll be for third. Blevins still fourth. Vinny has gotten around Austin DeMore. Car on the fence at the back. I think that's Steven Pearson back there at about 13th. He'll keep it facing right. We're going to stay green. We're going to keep racing. 3 laps in segment number 1. Blevins trying to stay in front of Vinny right here, trying to work alongside McLaughlin. Mackey is using that wide entry late cut down. If he stays out there too long, Blevin's going to get the nose of that 24 car alongside of him in one of these corners. We are down to 2 to go in segment number 1. Watson still out front. Coming around to get the white flag for segment number 1. Blevins now clear of McLaughlin. Mackey, big wiggle through 3 and 4. McLaughlin back alongside Blevins again. Watson just needs to stay right in the lane he's in. I think he can win the stage. Through 3, out of 4. Mackey falls back in line. Cameron Watson's going to win stage 1 tonight in the All-Star event. Mackey, then Vinny, Blevins, and then Vinny.
Caution is
DeMore, Forstner, Emerson, Gomez, and Martin, the top 10 at the end of the stage. So stage 1, exciting. 5 cautions. Packs of cars. Guy slips. You're going to go by him. If he doesn't, and now these guys know for the next 45 laps what they need to do, where they need to be, how they need to position themselves so they can get in the right starting spot for that final 10 laps. But your stage 1 winner, the 31 car of Cameron Watson. We'll see what he does with the invert. We know to look for the 31. Do not forget to vote, guys. Vote, 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 vote. Pick a number between 1 and 25 and put it in my chat. We're going to cut the voting off towards the end of this second segment here. Rules for segment number 2, it's 45 laps long. We are going to have an invert to start this segment. All drivers must execute a 4-tire pit stop during green flag conditions. Now, if a driver happens to run into the pits and the caution falls while he is on pit road, still counts. But if he fails to make a 4-tire pit stop during green flag conditions, he'll be disqualified. So we'll find out what the invert's going to do, and we're going to roll out that 31 car. And where he lines up, that was our invert. I thought they told me it was going to be like 12 cars, but I could be wrong. I am kind of crazy. We'll see where everybody lines up. Right now, Mike Forstner sits at the point, but I don't think he's going to get to stay there. He might. I know drivers like Stephen Pearson are on pit road. Austin Moore, Corey Callis. Vinny appears to have gone to pit road because he fell from about 4th or 5th to about 12th in line. All right, lights are off. We're getting ready to go back to it. Another 45-lap segment. It's going to be Forstner and Martin on the front row. Spalding and yeah. That's not right. Those numbers are not even close. Kamba and Mashburn. Or no, that is Spalding. Spalding and Mashburn. Then Kamba and Escobar. Kier and Chavez. Bojanic and Gomez. Pace car getting out of the way. We're going to get into the restart zone, and the green flag will fall once again. Segment number 2 for the Midwest Truck Series All-Star Race from the former Atlanta Motor Speedway. Forstner and Martin go 1-2 quickly. Spalding and Kamba slide 3-4. Mashburn in 5th, and now battle for the lead as Martin's going to go after Forstner right away. 1-2. Will run 1-2 on the racetrack. Oil to get the clothes dirty and the time to get them clean. And you can have a beer while you're doing it. 1, 2, 3. Ryan Kamba. Up full car out of shape. You look like Escobar was chasing that car all over the place. Garrett Boyd. Haven't heard anything from him since the early part of stage number 1. He's now up here in 7th, and he was right against the outside fence. Kier, then Blevins, Mackey, Vinny's 11th, McLaughlin, Watson. Cameron Watson won stage 1. He restarted about 13th, 14th in this thing. Demore, Gomez, Emerson.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution behind. Who's that going to be for? Oh, my. Yep. That's what I was afraid of. Mr. Kamba. Across the bump. Car just got free with him. There's a lot of traffic coming. He was past 90 and everybody was too close. There's what did it. Parts. All over the place. You know, they said, you drive it till you hear glass and smell beep. He did. Did all those things. Tony Martin still out in front. Forstner, Spalding, Mashburn, Escobar, Boyd, Kier, Blevins, Mackey, Adam Vinny back inside the top 10. McLaughlin, Watson, Demore, Chavez, Gomez, Emerson, Pearson, Bajonic, Callis, and Kamba still scored 20th, even though that car is going to have to go to pit road and have somebody get out some bear bond. Herman. Hakes is 21st. Herman is 22nd. They keep changing positions. But that's how it's going to be, because Trevor Hakes only needs to make a lap or two more, and he'll pass Dylan Herman. And then Ranger, Everett, and Scott rounding things out. Votes, 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 people. Pick a number between 1 and 25. And if you have not already voted this evening, please vote. You're running out of time to get your vote in and help make a decision. Every vote counts. This is not a political arena. We're voting for fun stuff. So your vote is going to count. Got about 14, 15 votes in here. We need about 14, 15 more, but I'll take whatever I can get. So pick a number between 1 and 25. Throw it into the chat. I don't care where you're at. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Put it in there. I would say send it by carrier pigeon, but I don't think it'll get here in time. All right, we're getting doubled back up. That means it's time to go back. That outside line, 3rd, 4th, and 5th row. I mean, that's a murderer's row. That's what that is. Boyd, Blevins, Vinny. You know, I don't see the 27 car. That was something I didn't notice that he was missing. Interesting. All right. We're about ready to go back to green here. We just got a lap in segment number 2, so we still have
Green flag.
a long ways to go. On to the restart. Martin will grab the point. Now Spalding is going to go after Forstner, wasting no time. Forstner gonna keep it up on the high side. He's going to try to get that run off the outside of turn number 2. Spalding, though, Looking pretty racy on the bottom of 3 and 4. Not quite clear, but close. They'll stay side by side for second and third. Boyd now is up to fourth, and he brought Mashburn with him. And I thought I saw that car start to slip sideways, and it did. Right in front of the field. Yeah, we're going to watch the 125 of Mashburn right here. Oh, right across Meccan. Look at that. He took out all the top drivers in the series. Wow, Blevin's car destroyed. I think Adam Vinny's car's hurt pretty good back there running through the grass. Corey Blevin's car right front knocked off. So we'll let this cycle out. That's caution number 2, and we barely have 4 or 5 laps in this. We only have probably 3 or 4 of green flag racing. It's getting just a little bit wild. These older tires, and that's what it is. Oh, there's 77 Sean McLaughlin's car, punched in nose right there. He's driving a big snowplow at the moment. And remember, these guys can't go in and get a 4-tire change. Oh, the 99 of Mackey. And yeah, front, back. Looks like the right side's caved in pretty good. Pearson is on pit road. Don't know why. Escobar was part of that. I don't know how much damage he had. It looked like left front was caved in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, right front tire is barely hanging on. You can see it wobbling. That spindle is very broken. And missed his pit stop because the brakes ain't working either. Ooh, that car heavily damaged. Adam Vinny's going to come in, have a look. Right front on his car caved in. Left front pushed in a little. It's not too awful bad. He'll roll out. It's not perfect. Left front still hurt on that car. Very bad hurt. So we'll see. Tony Martin, Kevin Spaulding, Mike Forstner, Garrett Boyd, and Cameron Watson right now are the top 5. We got a long ways to go. Still about 38 laps here, and then there's 10 shootout laps at the end of this thing. A lot of cars still on pit road. Adam Vinny's back in. Chris Emerson is on pit road. That car is very damaged on the nose again. Most of these cars catching nose damage. Coy Callis is in. Mashburn. Mackey. Escobar and Blevins. Both of those drivers might be done. So we're going to have to wait and see. We're ready to go back to green flag racing. Tony Martin about to get us going again.
Green flag.
And Martin got a great start. He and Forstner really good on the restart. Cameron Watson slides through. Kevin Spaulding falling back to fourth. They got Boyd up on the high side, and Chavez is running right there, ready to go. The 2-3 cars side by side. And I think I saw the 21 car drag a little fence getting into turn 3 over that bump at the very top of the racetrack. Kyle Gomez in 9th, Paul Bojanic. And all 3 cars have remained in the race. So the Dale Earnhardt war is still going on. Here comes Adam Vinny. He went around Stephen Pearson. He's up to 11th. Pearson is 12th. McLaughlin has parked the 77 car. Mackey is back on track. He is quite a ways back of this group, but that car got the nose and everything put back on it. Coy Callis also back in the race. He's 14th at the moment. 15th on back, look to have been eliminated from the event. And some of the guys at the end of stage number 1 is where they came out. Trevor Hakes is still out there in 20th making laps. He's going to end up probably getting up to somewhere around 15th. By the time it's over, if he can make a few laps. He only needs to make about 5 or 6. And that's probably about as close as he can get. Unless we catch a bunch of cautions, he's the only car not on the lead lap and gets a bunch of wave rounds. But the top 5 now as a group, almost a single file line. The 2 MGD cars right there together. Watson and Spalding. Will the Beer Boys tandem up and try to make a run at the point? Boyd is out wide. He is still trying to use that high line to get them big, massive runs on the exits of these corners. Austin Damore sits back in 6th, and then it's Todd Keir. Adam Vinny is up to 8th. Whatever was wrong with the 11 is no longer wrong with that car. Tony Martin still out front. Forstner tucked in behind. Watson and Boyd 3-4. Top 6 are together here. Top 7 because Keir is part of that as well. All these guys still have to make a green flag pit stop for 4 tires. Mandatory. They only had 1 extra set of tires to begin with. So they really couldn't take them anywhere but this segment, and they have to take them under green. So we're going to see some shake-up here as guys try to figure out how to get on and off of pit road. Boyd is now back around Watson. He's up to 3rd. Todd Keir looks like he was thinking about dropping back off that group a little bit because he was right up on Damore a lap ago, and now he is back about 5 to 8 car lengths. They're starting to get racy at the front because Forstner back side by side with Boyd for 2nd and 3rd. Lap car in front. That's the 2 of Cool Callis right in front of all these leaders. 30 laps remaining in the session. Segment number 2. Ooh, big slide out of the 21. There was almost smoke off that right rear tire. Saw a tiny little puff. Well, we haven't closed the voting just yet, but we do have one number that's out in the lead right now. Still want to see some more votes. You guys got about 28 laps before we close it officially. And in the last 10 laps, everybody will know what we voted for and why. Side by side for 2nd still. Boyd and Forstner. Watson Damore single file behind that. And then Kevin Spalding is tucked in right in front of Todd Keir. These guys just about, I would say 15 car lengths ahead of Adam Vinny in 8th, who's by himself. Then it's Chavez and Gomez behind that through your top 10. Bojanic in the 3 is right back there in 11th. We're going to group these guys all back up for a 10-lap shootout. It is going to look crazy, I guarantee it. We're getting close to halfway in segment 2. It is still Martin holding out front. That battle for second is still side by side. They don't want to get too close to one another. That netcode might send somebody off into the fence that they don't want to. They don't want to be a part of that whole situation. So they're giving each other plenty of room here. These guys got to start thinking about that 4-tire stop. Got to get it done while it's green. You at least got to get onto pit road while it's green. Boyd way wide that time in 3 and 4, and that's going to open the door for Watson to make a move back beside him. Top 4, single file now. DeMore in 5th, Kieran Spalding are back there. A little ways, they are together. 8th place, Adam Vinny's 3.5 seconds, 3.6 seconds behind this. Then Gomez and Chavez, 5 and 5.25 seconds behind this battle too. They still have not caught the 2 car. Oh no, that's not the 2 car anymore. Who is right in front of them? I'm trying to get a glimpse and I can't catch a glimpse. That's going to be the 13 of Emerson who is right there. They're catching him quick. He'll move to the bottom down the backstretch. In fact, takes it all the way to the apron as everybody goes past him. Dylan Herman with a 20. All right. Fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Herman. What happened to you out there to cause your night to be over, sir? Because you only made it to the end of segment 1. Uh-oh, 5th place car. Austin DeMore has fallen off of that front 4 now. He must have had a slip while we were looking at something else. And now 6th place is stretched out. 7th and 8th place. They're all stretched way out. Big gaps. Now they're going to be able to overcome that when we group everybody back up for that 10-lap run. Coming around, it's going to be 20 more laps in this segment. These guys still have to make a green flag pit stop for 4 tires. Oh, big slide. Watson, oh my. He's going to pit road, and I don't know if he was intending to do that or if that big slide and he just decided this is it. I'm already pointed at the infield. I might as well take the 31 car and run right down here and get 4 brand new skins on this thing. A lot of guys want to wait as long as possible, have the fresher skins on that 10-lap shootout. Well, that's a bad deal. You can see the 31 car raised up. Right side's on, left side's about to go on as the leader should be coming by pretty quick. He'll roll out. No speeding on, no speeding off. He should be in good shape. He'll have 4 fresh ones, be able to run the next 18, 19 laps. And then he will not have to do anything between segment 2 and 3. It's a 3-car battle at the front now. And Boyd is still working the high side, trying to get around Forstner. Fourth place, Austin DeMoore. And he's not that far back. It's about 0.8 of a second. Doesn't look like very much on the racetrack at that speed. Todd Keir, Adam Vinny now 6th. Kevin Spaulding is at 7th. Gomez, Chavez, and Bojanic making up the top 10. Todd Keir takes the 3-car. That silver 3-car onto pit road. He's going to get his 4 tires. Mandatory pit stop here in segment 2. Cameron Watson coming back around. Sean McLaughlin back on track. Car not done. He is a lap down. He's hoping for the wave around. Wants to be the first car a lap down. He'll get the wave around for that final 10-lap sprint. And he'll be back in this thing. He is only 14th. Emerson, some laps down, about 4 laps down. He runs in 15th, and then Trevor Hakes. Just going on to pit road. That car not wanting to go there for sure. But he's making his green flag pit stop. Is also Mike Forstner. Yanks the 2-car out of line. We'll watch his pit stop. These are mandatory. 4 tires under green flag conditions. And the field is spread out now. So the only way I think we're getting a caution is if somebody loses control of their own car. Right side's on. And they'll go to the left side, and Forstner will get his in. Adam Vinny now up to 3rd, but he's 4 seconds off the 2 lead cars. There you see Todd Keir, and he is trying not to go a lap down. Trying not to go 2 laps down, excuse me. And he does go 2 laps down, but only by half a car length. Boyd tried to make a move to go for the lead. Didn't get it there. Now he is going to lose about 5 car lengths real quickly because he had to really pedal that car through 1 and 2. Watching for drivers to make it to pit road. There goes Garrett Boyd. He is going to dive. So we'll see where everybody's at when we cycle through all this. Martin, Vinny, I don't believe Gomez, Spaulding, none of those drivers have made their green flag 4-tire pit stop yet. Right side's on. Now the left side should go on the 21 car. Adam Vinny making his way to pit road. Tony Martin staying out. Kevin Spaulding staying out. Boyd is down and away. Now we'll go watch the 11 car. 3-car, Bojanic on pit road. 3-car of Chavez on pit road. Getting tires. They'll roll out side by side. Right side's on Vinny's car. Now they'll jack it up on the left side. So all the way back to Mackey in 5th, and now Gomez and Pearson make their way to pit road. And there goes Adam Vinny. Here comes Garrett Boyd to streak past him out there at speed. And we'll watch the 55 and the 88. The 2 cars with the same identical Hooters paint scheme on them rolling down pit road together. Team Hooters. Waiting to see when Martin is going to pit. He's getting down to 10 to go this time by. There goes Tony Martin. He is staying out. He and Kevin Spaulding and Brandon Mackey. Mackey's in third. He is 27 seconds behind the leaders in third place. We're going to watch Tony Martin here, trying to see when he goes on to pit road. He is probably going to try to wait until about 5 to go. The pit's closed with 2 to go in the segment. So if we get to lap 78 and he hasn't pitted, he cannot pit. Todd Keir still tucked in behind. Keir 2 laps down. Running in 10th position, 2 laps down. Spaulding on pit road. Mackey peels off and goes to pit road. Spaulding's already got his right side up. That looked like that took a long time. They'll toss a little bit of fuel in it. Put 4 tires. There goes Mackey into his pit stall. And now Spaulding will roll away. Tony Martin, the only car that has not made a pit stop yet, and he is going in right now. There comes your leader. Oh! Boy, did he almost have a moment, and I think he might be speeding. If he's not, he was right on the verge of it. Boyd, Vinny, Forstner, Watson, and DeMoore will be 1 through 5 probably when we get this over with, because Martin, we'll see where he's at. Boyd unlapped himself. Vinny and Forstner. Watson's going to be the next one, and he's very close right there. And then DeMoore as well. So we'll see how this works out, because it's going to be weird, because those guys are going to be coming at speed. And Martin now rolling away. Here comes Boyd. We'll see Boyd flash in here as Martin goes around turns 1 and 2. There comes Boyd going around Mackey, and he'll take over the lead. Adam Vinny is now going to go around him as well. Now, maybe not. He may not get around him. He may get to him. As you can see, Tony Martin slid back out right there. Forstner's tucked in behind Vinny. Those two run a 3rd and 4th. Boyd has got this thing 2.5 seconds out in front to try to win this segment. He and Mackey, and I thought he was passing Mackey a second ago. So Tony Martin's got the freshest tires of any driver out there. He pitted on lap 84. Which was lap 39 of segment 2. So he'll only have 6 laps when he gets ready to start segment 3. The rest of these guys are going to have a good 6 to 7, maybe even 10 laps more on their tires. Then Tony Martin, he may be setting himself up to pick off the All-Star win here with a little fresher tire strategy. He ran that thing about as long as he possibly could. He went around Coy Callis right there. All right, last chance. Get your votes in. When we reach 10 to go, the voting is closed, and I will announce what position won the vote. And then I'll announce what that prize is for that position. We have a leader right now. We've had about 16 votes, and we have a position leader right now. So get your votes in. Pick a number between 1 and 25 and get it in the chat if you haven't voted already. Last chance before we close the vote. 2 to go in this segment. Boyd almost 3 seconds in front of Martin. Martin, he's about 3/10 ahead of Vinny, and they're coming back together. Martin, Vinny, and Forstner all coming back together. Who's going to be the first car a lap down? It looks to me like it's going to be Kevin Spaulding. But I could be wrong. But he'll get his wave around if he stays right there. Last lap, white flag in segment number 2. All Boyd has to do is not wreck the car and get back to the checkered flag. And he will start on the pole for our final 10-lap segment tonight. Oh, Mackey got in the back. Whoa, that was almost ugly. You saw the back end of the 21 car lift up.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Segment 2 in the books. Boyd is your winner. Martin second. Vinny, Forstner, DeMoore, Watson, McLaughlin, Kier, Chavez, and Gomez are your top 10. Pearson's coming home in 11th. And it looks like Brandon Mackey is going to come home 12th, and he will get the waiver round. Maybe not. Maybe, yeah, he'll get the waiver round, and he and Spaulding are fighting for that spot. But Mackey will be the 12th car. I'm trying to figure out what happened here. We're getting shuffles. That's what we're getting right now. We're getting some shuffles because guys haven't completed laps under caution and other guys have, and they're all the timing is going to be a little wonked. Mackey will get his waiver round. So we'll have 12 cars on the lead lap for the final segment. Voting closed. And by the slimmest of margins, one single vote. Position number 22 was the fan vote tonight. That driver in position number 22. I can't believe I'm telling him this because he voted for number 20. Dylan Herman picking up a $50 bonus just for finishing in 22nd position tonight. So congratulations, Mr. Herman. Wrecked out and you're still going to get paid. That all courtesy of Hugh Escobar. That's why you was in here asking me what the lucky number was, and that's what you guys voted for. A $50 bonus to a random viewer-chosen finishing position tonight's All-Star race. So I think that's fantastic. Finished 22nd, probably going to make about as much as the leader made. Best fan vote in the history of fan votes. Right now, we're going to line them up with a 10-lap shootout with Boyd, Martin, Vinny, Forstner, the top 4. And the top 4 drivers that have been the top 4 pretty much all night long are going to start this thing up front. DeMoore and Kier, 5-6. Chavez and Gomez, 7-8. Pearson and Watson, 9-10. And then McLaughlin and Mackey, 11 and 12. If we catch a caution in that 10-lap segment, Kevin Spaulding can get a wave around, and that'll put 13 on there. But right now, 12 guys are racing for all of this. I do believe that our first 2 segment winners, Watson and Boyd, get a little bonus for winning segments. I think that is courtesy of Digital Sim Sports Network because we tossed a little skin in the game for these guys tonight. So we're going to talk to the top 3 at the end of this thing. Who that order will be, hard to say. The oil wars are up front. That other oil guy, he's going to start in there on the inside of row 2 next to the let's do the laundry guy. And the 2 car, Forstner. Behind that, it looks like we still have a couple
On the pace car, we're not going green this time. We are not going green.
Of the Dale Earnhardt cars. I think most of our beer cars have made their way out. Coy Callis is still out there. We still have another oil car back here. Sean McLaughlin. No. There's Watson. Watson's in there. I think Kevin Spaulding is actually still running. So we got plenty of beer and plenty of oil. That sounds like a country song. I don't really know. Sorry. Spitballing and thinking out loud. I think we'll get our one to go this time. Watch the lights on the top of that pace car. They should go dark, and they do. 10-lap shootout. Decide the 2025 Midwest Truck Series All-Star event. We're working up on 2 hours here, folks. This is about as long a broadcast as I've done in a number of years. Boyd and Martin both have been out front for numerous laps. Adam Vinny has been out front for numerous laps. Mike Forstner was out front for numerous laps. So all the guys that have led the most laps here, except for Watson, starting in the top 4. And Watson is back there in row number 5 on the outside. If he wants to win the All-Star race, he is going to have to yabba-dabba do it really fast for 10 laps. "13-lap old tires, 6-lap old tires, 12 and 16-lap old tires in the top 4. So we'll see. Boyd got a fantastic start. Adam Vinny had to give a little room as Martin slammed the door on him on the restart. Forstner's going to go to the high side. Can Forstner surge past on the momentum line? Boyd is gone. He is way out front. He's already opened up 9/10 of a second with all of the goings on that were happening right there. Side by side for second, third, and fourth. Martin inside, Forstner outside, Vinny inside, DeMoore inside. Here comes the rest of the Hungry Hounds. They've got some work to do, and they are making up the time. Boyd is out front. And they make up a 10th, and then it starts to equal out. They're making it up on the straightaways where they can all go faster in a pack. And he is trying to be smart with his tires and be very careful not to get them hot. He wants to be able to hold these guys off when they get there. I know how he's thinking. DeMoore got past Forstner on the inside, and it looks like Keir is going to try to do the same. And Forstner trapped on the high side. The high side was fantastic early in this thing, and now the high side looks like if you get put up there, you are in a lot of trouble. 6 laps to go. Half second for Boyd out front. Martin, Vinny, DeMoore, Keir, Forstner, Gomez, McLaughlin, Mackey, all in a line. Watson has lost touch with that, and we're going to have a caution. That may change some things. Oh, the grass. Hakes touched the grass, and then he takes Callison himself and puts him in the fence. And we'll have a caution, a little bit of cleanup. I'm sure your leader didn't want to see this. He does not want that fight back on top of him. He wanted to keep them guys about a half a second behind him as long as he could. So, we'll get a reset here. It'll be a 5-lap shootout now. Boyd, Martin, Vinny, DeMoore, Keir, Forstner, Gomez, McLaughlin, Mackey, and Watson. And I tell you that Kevin Spaulding, I believe, is going to get a wave around. He should get his lap back. We'll see where he's at and see. He is going to go up high like he is going to go by, but we're waiting. Could put him back in it, and if the front guys all were to crash up, I mean, I wouldn't hate being 12th. There he goes. He's going to get his wave around. That it's going to put us with what appears to be 13 cars. Make it 12. Make it 12. Stephen Pearson, done for the evening. He must have been part of something in there that I didn't see. Forstner fell from starting 4th back to 7th, and that's because he got trapped on the high side. Took about 3 laps for those guys to work by. All those guys got by him quickly, though. And there goes Kevin Spaulding. And thank you, Mr. Escobar. That was fun. I'm sure the fans were wondering what they were voting for, and I was not going to give that up until the very end because I didn't want to taint the vote at all. But I do thank all the fans. Wonderful as always. We had a lot of votes. So I think we're going to get doubled up right here. And we're going to get ready to try to do this one more time. 5-lap shootout. Intensity ratcheting up every time the caution falls. 5-lap shootout to decide the All-Star race. 12 cars in contention. All right. I see looks like the 26 car of Trevor Hakes rolling up to the back of this field again. We are ready to go green. 5 laps. All that remains. It's been a fun one. Good to see the truck guys in a different car. And it has proven to be a handful for them. And it looks like they're having some fun out there. They are all about ready to do that. For the final 5 laps.
Green flag, green flag.
Great start out front. And I think the top 3 get great starts. We're going to watch Martin and Vinny here. Martin not through the gears very good. DeMoore is going to get by him as well. That's going to put Vinny P2. DeMoore P3. Martin slides all the way back to P4. Todd Keir is up here in the 5th position. Car around. We're going to have another caution. We're going to reset it. Mike Forstner. Oh, a couple cars got a little loose. There was a lot of moving around right there. So we are going to reset it. We're going to have a 4-lap shootout. And Bajonic crashed behind this, and I don't know why. Oh, he got help. He lifted and he got help from the 31 car. Or the 25 car. Yeah, from the 25 car. I don't think 25 could see what was going on up front. And he gave him a little kick in the pants. So now the front row is going to be pretty interesting. Because you're going to have Boyd and Vinny back up here doing battle. No, you're not. Adam Vinny is going to go into the... What in the world? That was the 55 of Gomez. I think Adam Vinny must have been short on fuel. He tried to cut that as close as possible, and it may have bitten him. That may cost him a chance at winning the All-Star race tonight. Boyd, Martin, DeMoore, Keir, McLaughlin, Watson, Spaulding, Mackey, Chavez. Vinny's going to come out 10th. He's only going to have 4 laps. Gomez 11th and Forstner in 12th, and that's because those two spun out on the last caution, so they'll have to regroup, reline, and they are coming out of the pits right now. Oh, Garrett Boyd doesn't want to see any of that right now. He doesn't want to blink and get out. And he has had internet issues in the past that were very prominent. That would be very frustrating for him, I'm sure. He must have been out of fuel, man. That I have to agree with you, Bill, because there's no reason for him to give up second place. And he probably calculated it out, and he probably was counting on no cautions in this thing. And he might have been super close anyway. So he's hoping maybe some other guys are going to be tight on fuel. Uh-oh. Somebody's in trouble. All right, ready for the restart. It's going to be a 4-lap shootout this time. Some new players up here. Sean McLaughlin is back up here in the top 5 again. Kevin Spaulding is back up here. But Austin DeMoore, the sleeper, says 107. It's really the 7 car. We get ready to restart.
Green, green, green.
Once again, Boyd finds his way through first and second gears. For sure, they're going to battle behind because Martin and DeMoore were moving around. And I think Martin was just trying to break the momentum. Here comes McLaughlin going after Keir. That's for 5th, and he's still got time. He needs to hustle, but he's still got some time. Boyd is back to almost half second again, just like he was before the caution. Tony Martin is now second. DeMoore 3rd. McLaughlin has moved his way right into it. Now McLaughlin's going to look to the high side. Needs help on the high side. We saw the high side not work on the last start. Now he'll try to duck to the inside. DeMoore shuts the door. 2 to go this time by. It's down to a quarter second. Martin is reeling in Boyd. Reeling him in is one thing. Getting the car to the inside to get around him may be another. He's there now. Here comes DeMoore as they front 2 enter wide and drop him down. Boyd is going to try to keep that car locked to the inside. And he got a little bump from behind, and Martin just about got him loose enough to get around him. White flag coming out, top 4, locked nose to tail. McLaughlin is 4th. Boyd's going to keep the inside covered. He's not letting Martin get that nose in there, and Martin is trying to bump that car loose, and he may have gotten him there. He's got him up the hill, but Martin gives him back to space. That might do it right there. He had him free, had him up the hill, just couldn't keep the nose in there. And now Boyd into 3 and 4. This is where it's going to get interesting. Can he get close enough to free up the 21 before they get to the stripe? I don't think he's got it. All-Star winner, 2025 for the Midwest Truck Series, Garrett Boyd takes it home. Martin 2nd. DeMoore comes home 3rd, just barely on the outside, with McLaughlin peeking his nose down to the inside in 4th. Keir was 5th. Watson, Forstner, Spaulding. Vinny recovers to 9th. Chavez was 10th. Gomez and Mackey, the last 2 cars in lead lap, in 12th. Then Bojanic, Emerson, and Hakes through 15th. Pearson, Callis, Escobar, Blevins, Mashburn. That's 20th. Comba 21st. Your big money winner tonight, the $50 draw, 22 position. Number 777 of Dylan Herman, then Ranger, Everett, and Scott. All right, we're going to find our top 3 drivers. I saw DeMoore a minute ago. Oh, I got to find the rest of them. There's Tony Martin. And now we got to find Garrett Boyd, and he is right there. Perfect. So let's get the driver that comes home in 3rd, and he really had to work hard for this. Austin Demore, you had to hold him off at the end, but the high side looked to be your buddy right there.
Yeah. Not at the beginning of the race. That I self-spun and got it back together and just held on there and stayed on the lead lap. And a pit strategy just helped me when I came in. Lucky enough, I had enough fuel to get to the end.
Well, I was going to ask you, the spin early, you fight to stay there, you pit at the right times, you got everything kind of in order, and then coming down to, the last part of segment number 2, kind of getting in a position where you could get a good restart, all that on your mind, plus this car's trying to move around and dance. You were doing a lot of work in that cockpit.
Oh yeah, it was a handful tonight. I'm lucky enough to avoid a few wrecks and stay up here and keep the car clean.
Well, a big change, but not a car that you are unused to driving. You've had this car in a couple of other series. So was the change welcomed, or were you like, oh, man, I sure do wish we were running the trucks instead?
Oh, this was actually fun tonight to run these here. This isn't a typical car that you would run on a mile and a half, so it was fun.
Well, they were so evenly matched, it was hard to pass, but you guys did a fantastic job. You put on a heck of a show out there, especially in the closing 10 laps for all the fans, man. Give me some shout-outs before I let you head out.
Just want to thank everybody that's watching, the Midwest Truck Series guys, for coming out tonight and putting on a good show.
All right, man. Congrats on the run. I'll look forward to seeing you back in the truck next week.
Thanks.
Austin Demore finishing in third here tonight in the All-Star race, and now took his car off, so he couldn't show off that beautiful yellow car. But Tony Martin, man, you were up front. You had a shot, and then there at the end, I think you gave a little grace.
Yeah, he had me on the restarts. There wasn't much I could do on that. But, I ran him down, and I maybe could have pushed the issue, but I'd rather everybody just finish clean.
Well, it looked like you got there, and you got in right where you needed to, a little bump and run. You kind of give him a little push. The car in front of you gets a little loose. The door opened. From my viewpoint, it looked like you really kind of gave that guy a lot of room to save that car, and that probably is what cost you the win here tonight.
Yeah, but, like I said, I'd rather run everybody clean. I gave him a little bump. He knew I was back there. But, I'm not going to turn him coming out of the last turn for the win. I can't do that.
Well, tell us, because you went to the front, you were in the middle, you went kind of deep, you get back to the front. That last 10 laps, you've been through the whole gambit, almost every position on the racetrack. You're right there. Got to be kind of a difficult thing to go, man, I could have had that now, looking back. I could have had that if I'd have just went ahead and got aggressive with that guy.
Yeah, well, we all know, but, hindsight's 20/20, but like I said, I suppose I could have pushed the issue a little bit, but he can have the win tonight. Congrats for him.
Was an awesome run nonetheless, man. This car looked like it was a handful, and it looked like it was a ton of fun for all you guys out there.
Oh, I had a blast. I mean, it was a long race. I should be in bed for work, but that's okay. Yeah, it was definitely a handful, elbows up, and had to pay attention all the way around this track because it could get away from you real quick.
Well, an awesome job tonight, man. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you get out of here.
All right. Thanks to you for putting on the broadcast. Thanks to the league for putting on all the races. This was a great all-star race, and that'll do it for tonight. Thanks to Dad for watching.
All right, man. Congrats on the run. We will definitely look forward to seeing you back next week in the truck.
All right. We'll see you.
Tony Martin finishing second here tonight, and now he does us proud. He gets out here in an Elliott Sadler throwback, and I swear to God I saw this car win an all-star race, and I don't think he was driving it. When you come out here tonight, Garrett Boyd, boy, you fought hard, and I think at the end there you were just determined not to give this thing away.
Yeah, it's trying to minimize the wheel spin on those late restarts was key, and getting away from those guys on the start and giving myself a little bit of buffer. And,
yeah, look,
I think it was Ricky Rudd that won that All-Star race. But
that doesn't sound wrong. That actually doesn't sound wrong to me. And it was a one-time thing. the Citgo 21 car. I don't know if he ever won another all-star race after that. But either way, I got to ask you about the last couple of laps because you get a restart with 4 to go. You jump out to about half second. They start chopping. Martin gets there, and, man, he gave you a pretty good shot in the pants down the front stretch taking the white flag. And I think if he'd have stayed aggressive, he might have been able to nose inside of you.
Yeah, the spotter called. He was inside when we went into 1, and I just kind of cleared myself. I didn't. It was either we're going to win this deal or it was going to be wadded up. So we went in down in there with no other choice but to try to chop his nose off. And luckily, I think he backed out of it, and because he really wasn't there. If we're going to argue that, but it is oval racing, so if you're there, you're there, I guess.
Hey, it was for $1 million, buddy. And I gotta say, you've heard me say it 1,000,000 times, man. You bring me a checkered flag or a bent steering wheel, I don't care. Just that proves to me that you were out there getting after it, and you do us all proud tonight, man. Tell us a little bit more about this because you really stayed up front pretty much the whole time. I got to ask, I watched you practice a couple of pit stops, and it didn't look nearly as good as it did in live action.
Yeah, I was just trying to push it in the practices, kind of see where the edge was and get my brake bias set right, which is I don't think a lot of people mess with that for pit stops, but I had it turned way down to try to reduce the lockup on the entry, and I made a little bit of adjustment in the race to the brake bias, and that seemed to help on the entry and calm it down a little bit.
Outstanding. Well, a stage 2 win, and you win the final stage. Take home the All-Star trophy tonight, man. Give me some shout-outs and some thank yous, and we're going to let you get out of here and go celebrate. Collect all them big paychecks.
Yeah. First and foremost, I got to thank you for introducing me to the league and then paying for the entry fee for the truck deal to kind of get me into this thing, and then Quality One, and then my girlfriend for kind of helping me. I sent a lot of people messages about what car to use, but she had a lot of input, so – and this is the one we kind of settled on, along I think with you settled on this one too. So I got to give a big shout out to her. Then I think I said Quality One already. Quality One, Lube and Repair in Muskogee, Oklahoma. Big shout out to them. They pay the light bill around here. And then Michael and all the guys for putting this deal on. It's a lot of fun to come run with these guys, and it's really competitive.
Well, awesome job, man. Congrats on the win. And, I like them bright and bold, so – there was a no-brainer to choose this car when you sent me all the possibilities. So congrats on the win, man. Wood Brothers would be proud of you tonight.
Let's see if we got enough fuel to do a burnout here.
All right, buddy. Celebrate hard, my friend.
Thank you.
That is Garrett Boyd winning here tonight in the All-Star event. Good night race. We saw a lot of cars up front. We saw some guys get to go up front that we don't normally get to see. Great job on the pit stops. I got to commend all the drivers for that green flag pit stop. I don't think we saw anybody catch a penalty on that deal. So awesome job to them. This event was, while it was long, was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. Big thank you for the voting. You made a driver very happy. You made Dylan Herman extremely happy. I still don't know who the other random draw was for the other finishing position money. Hopefully somebody will tell us. We'll be able to tell you guys next week who got all of that. But I know this was an exciting event, especially that last restart. Those top 4 cars made it very, very exciting at the end. And that's what you want, the end of the thing to be exciting. So awesome job to everybody. I want to thank you guys for being here. Without you, there's no reason to do this without all the awesome leagues. Again, it's great racing like you saw here tonight. There's nothing for us to cover, so a high five and a pat on the back goes everywhere to everyone involved in all of that. We will be back next Wednesday night. Bring the trucks back to you. Hopefully we can give you a little more insight into what is going to transpire starting fall, winter as we lock some things in, and we'll be able to get a schedule together of what the shows will be. Till we see you the next time.